one of the easiest ways for Boruto to potentially get his Jogan back is for her to actually place a genjutsu on Sumire and have her have like evil intents and summon Nue and do the whole thing over again. And you think that's possible?
That would wait. Well, so she would make she would make Sumire evil.
Yeah,
with the genjutsu.
To force a Boruto power up.
Nah, I mean, if we take out, I don't see why Sarada would do that. Maybe I don't see why Sumire would just turn evil by herself, but I see it more so like if she would have just do that by herself, maybe she would turn evil again, or maybe Nue goes wild and that links to Jogan. I can see that. Maybe Nue goes rampant randomly one of these days because it's reacting to something, and then Boruto's Jogan responds to that. I can see it, but I don't think purposely like an evil Sumire. Bro, they're gonna destroy her character. Not that I would care personally, but like that would destroy her character.
No, I don't think it'd be like a whole arc. Like hypothetically, if something like this does happen, I think Sarada and everybody else would probably know like this is just like a training thing for Boruto, and she'd probably like reverse the genjutsu after his Jogan pops up. Just to
get the Jogan though. I don't know. You don't think there's like a different way we can bring out the Jogan in the story?
What ways? I don't even know if there's like legitimate ways. We haven't seen the ways yet.
Yeah, my guy. What's the name?
The anime it just manifested at random times.
Yeah. What's the name? My guy Toneri could pop back up out of nowhere.
True. True.
They can do, you know what I'm saying? They can do some things with Shibai because like how? Like right now, I don't know. Boruto probably could still be training because he don't learn a lot of the things he know right now. His 19-year-old self learned, so he still got years till he turn 19. So he can train more, I guess, but it's like Boruto is gonna get like, first of all, he's already not strong enough to face against Jura. So if we take a Momoshiki controlled version of Boruto, that's different because that's Momoshiki, and we don't know how much just the Karma and Boruto would even match up, whether he's equal to Jura or Jura is still stronger than him. Like it's another and the other power up ain't gonna be something new. It's another power up coming from Boruto, and the other power up won't be something that's just like random. It's gonna be something like an ass pull, like, oh, where did this come from? It's gonna be the Jogan, and no one's gonna be able to say it's an ass pull because we've been waiting for this since like the start of the story. So
you think like a Sarada putting Sumire under again, that would kind of be like an ass pull?
It wouldn't make sense to me. Yeah, it just wouldn't. I mean, it would be like it would cheapen the Jogan. Personally, I would be like, yeah, man, what's going on, Boruto?
Yeah, I understand that. It would kind of cheapen it, but I'm just saying like that would be like a surefire way to get my guy's Jogan back. like in a time of crisis, like I don't know, like I might be elite way.
If I don't know, man, they can possibly like, I don't know, bro. They gonna have to. What actually would be crazy is maybe what if the Jogan is also a thing that Kashin Koji, this is just coming to me right now as I'm speaking, but Kashin Koji told Boruto about. We just haven't seen that flashback yet though. So maybe current Boruto is trying to figure out a way to actively wield the Jogan, but he doesn't know yet. So right now, all he has in his repertoire is stuff like the Flying Raijin, Rasengan, Uzuhiko, and maybe something else that we don't know about. But he still wasn't able to master the Jogan within the last 3 years. Maybe he's doing something like with Sarada, we were surprised, but lo and behold, she's been training her Mangekyo. So what if it's just that Boruto hasn't mastered the Jogan yet? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that though, man?
Even if he didn't master the Jogan, I think there's things that the Jogan does that he'd find like helpful. Like he know where chakra points are, you know specifically where to attack, like the timing stuff that the Byakugan kind of gives you too.
But if you think about it, like some of the things he did throughout, like let's say the early Hidden Leaf arc, right? Because we can allude to like, oh, he used Flying Raijin to get to Code, which would most likely be the case, or he flew, but how did he know exactly to where to land on, like unless he sensed Code's location? And we understand as far as Utsutsuki goes, Boruto and Kabuki can sense each other without even trying to sense each other. But as far as like Code, other ninjas, like, you know, we understand that the Jogan, one of its known abilities that's in the description for the IN in the novel is that it can sense things, especially evil or negative emotions, on a level on a higher level than what Naruto was able to do with Kurama and his sensibility. So the eye can sense negative emotions like we've seen in the earlier arc of the anime with the Sumire arc when it was going on with Nue, but like just in general, its sensing abilities is heightened. So like, you know, Boruto was able to see where Code was at in the instance. As far as, you know, him tracking his chakra, because I always thought it was weird. It's like the flying Raijin is just a marker type jutsu, right? And it's a seal essentially. So you're just traveling to a seal that you created. Now Boruto's version is he's traveling to wherever his marked chakra is at. So if he's sending his chakra across like dimensions and he's still able, like his sensing abilities is definitely, it can be like, it's a loose end, but it can be an end to a means, you feel me? Because the eye gives him maximum sensing ability. So this is something like that.
It had to be some grandiose thing, kind of like how Sarada got her Mangekyo back. Like I think it's going to take us for a surprise because nobody expected Sarada to get her Mangekyo in the way that she did. As far as him getting it, like I heard you was talking about as far as like he's possibly like been training and hasn't mastered it yet, and Kashin Koji told him about it. I doubt Kashin Koji told him his Jogan because he should already know that he has the Jogan. He has that ability. Possibly he told him what it is as far as like what the ability derives from and stuff like that. But as far as him activating it, I wouldn't be surprised if it's through Sumire. Some type of utility through Sumire, like Sumire or Nue or something like that dies or something to that effect. It has to. It's most likely going to be something with Sumire.
And I said Sumire dies and he activates the Jogan.
Yeah, what isn't it like? I could be tripping, like because I haven't seen that episode in that long. Wasn't it something that they said it was like the Nue has some type of link to the Jogan or something like that, or is that Kaguya's dimension I'm thinking about?
It was linked to the Otsutsuki dimension, and it was just Nue itself is like a jutsu that Danzo created, but it was eerily close to Kaguya's original jutsu. So Nue isn't created exactly by Kaguya, but it's almost a one-to-one of what Kaguya created.
That's crazy that he even created that. Yeah. Like, what the hell type of...
was able to access the dimension.
Yeah, like, that's crazy. But no, I really think it'll be through Sumire because it'll kind of be a callback to the first time we seen the Jogan.
The first arc, yeah. I agree with that. I think I did kind of forget. I mean, obviously we know he has the Jogan because he realized he had it in the early... You almost forget about that because he's never used it in the anime. So... And yeah, they can play with it definitely like that. Like he already knows it, but in the anime, he thought it was a Byakugan. So yeah, Kashin Koji could probably tell him maybe not just, oh, you have an eye because he already knows about it, but like what your eye is. You know? And I think at this point, Boruto probably got, because at this point, think about it. You start thinking you have a Byakugan, and then boom, a couple years later, all of a sudden you're getting taken over by Otsutsuki. Now you actually do have a Byakugan, but now your mind is on like, is this thing taking over my? So I think maybe his is. Like, it's just a whole bunch of scrambling that's going on in his memories. And it's probably one of those things in his memory bank, like, oh, you know, like one of those I do have, or maybe something that was occurring earlier. Because I think pre-Karma Boruto, like, I think pre-Karma Seal, before all of this stuff started occurring, I think Boruto may have a hard time remembering accurately how his life was like. Because it's been a lot that's happened ever since that Karma Seal has been planted on his palm. So,
no, that's a fact.
But it's just to be like, it's just so hard because they never put the Jogan in the manga, so it's easy to be like, yeah, he just forgot about it or he just doesn't know he has it.
That's true. I can see that.